Hello YouTubers, this is a special video from Delta Merrix, meaning me, also known as Nick. Never say my last name sometimes. This video is something that people do at the end of the year, which this is the beginning of the year. I didn't have the opportunity to do it before, so I'm doing it now. This is my top 5 games of 2012. If I would have had it my way, I would have had this game in there and this game in there. But these two came out, one of them came out in 2010. No, when did this come? I don't know. Not lingering on that. I think this came out, Reach came out in 2010, didn't it? Still doesn't say. Well, that's just stupid. 2010, yes. Gears is the one. But there are 2 games that I currently own right now that are on it, or 3 of them. The other 2 I don't have anymore, but they're still on my top. But it's mainly because I sold them in order to get something else. Okay. Anyway, let's get down to it from bottom up. Number 5 is going to be Pokemon White version 2. I just got this game at the end of the year. So, it's one of my favorite Pokemon games, mainly because it has my favorite Pokemon at the beginning. Lucario's beginning version, I completely forgot the name for some reason, but Lucario is my favorite Pokemon by far, even more than the legendary Pokemon, Mewtwo, all these other Pokemon like that. You start out, yes, it's also technically reviews. I have to get into it too to let you know what it's about because I haven't done a review for it yet, but doing it here, short one. You play as a character named whoever you choose. Boy or girl, right there. You play as a boy or the girl, and there's the top 3. It's been criticized by some people saying the Pokemon are too cutesy. Yes, the beginning ones are too cutesy, but once you go further in the game and get them to their final forms, they actually look pretty cool. The second form's not so much. Third, definitely. As far as I've gotten, all I know is they're trying to get the legendary Pokemon back again to roll over Unova. There's a side story where your rival, which I call mine Bud, after Rankless Warrior, mainly because I didn't know if there was actually going to be a rival or a friend. It turns out to be a friend. It's not like Gary or the redheaded guy from Johto, but it's more of a friend because you battle him, you battle with him, and you're basically trying to help him get his sister's Pearlion back that was stolen 2 to 3 years ago. Overall, the game is very good. I'm not giving it a score right now because I haven't done a review yet, but it deserves a high score. This is the only handheld game on this list because another one up here came out in 2011. I've been playing that thing almost as much as I've been playing this. Well, probably about half the time, but. Alright, number 4, Mass Effect 3. Regardless of the horrific ending they had, I love the game throughout. Even at the end where you had the terrible choices that basically said, Shepard is dead, get over it, we're not knowing anything else about anyone else because his perspective is dead, we're not showing anyone else's perspective. Thankfully, a month later, they fix it. Everything's fine. I've done a review of it. Here's a short review of it. The game is basically you're playing as the final parts of Commander Shepard. First name varies depending on what you want to call him. And you go through this entire game collecting people to join your cause to fight against the Reapers. The Reapers have finally arrived, and they're coming to destroy you. Destroy everything you ever know. They're not even stopping at all. They're converting people to indoctrinate them, change them into the other forms of Reapers they have. There's the big Reapers, then there's the ground force Reapers, which there's brutes, the ones that look like the Turians, the human ones, which all they do is run up to you. All you have to do is just shoot them or melee attack them. Mainly like 1 or 2 melee attacks kill them. And the first level, you have to run away and get off Earth, which I'm going to go ahead and take a Halo term here, off planet, off Earth, whatever. You basically have to leave and gather all your friends up. By the end of the game, if you do everything and you do the multiplayer stuff too, you have to do the multiplayer to get the multiple endings. As far as I know, I did Paragon with my PlayStation 3, and I did both on the Xbox 360. If you get 100% on your stuff, it still doesn't matter if you choose not to. There's 4 endings: destroy, control, synthesize, F it. Basically, you shoot at the Star Child, God Child, whatever they call them. It's basically saying F it. You still lose regardless if your stuff is at 100%. That is a problem. I think if you have 100%, that your people should be able to defeat the Reapers. But no, you don't. This new ending with the PlayStation version that I got, I have 50%. I couldn't do any multiplayer because my internet cut it off every like 10-20 minutes. And I had choice of one ending, which was the Paragon ending, to destroy. I didn't get a choice of anything else. None of the platforms opened up to allow me to go anywhere else, which is basically them saying you need 100% or however many percent you need in order to unlock the other ones in order to do those. I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with not doing the control ending. I never liked the control ending. Either way, Shepard dies. You know, all the endings, Shepard dies. Now, on my Paragon ending, which I did see, is it goes to Shepard and it shows him breathing. Well, he's supposed to die. Now, if Mass Effect 4, which they're talking about, happens later, like way later, then that's okay. If they say he's alive, then he could have died anyway, from age and all that stuff. The game got a perfect score with me, basically, when I did my review, because there's not a single dull moment, not even when you're talking to people, because you get to learn all these people. Now, you have to play Mass Effect 1 and 2 and basically save everyone's life in order to have them all in number 3. I played number 1 for Xbox, and I wanted to save Rex, but there's two scenarios that I know of where Rex gets shot and dies, and I never got a chance to save him. And you have to play Mass Effect 2 to get Grunt, Jack, Samara, all them. And a normal playthrough of Mass Effect 3, there's only Jacob, Miranda, and I think that's probably it. And in my playthrough, Miranda dies because I didn't have a higher percentage. Because in PlayStation, or beforehand on my Xbox, I actually had 100% and Miranda survived, and she was at the final battle. So, that's number 4. Now, let's get to number 3. Some people might hate me for this one being a little bit low, but it's a top 5, so it's Halo 4. Yes, I have the box right over there, but I'm not feel like walking over, doing that, getting off camera for a second. I'm staying right here. The review has been put up. There's been no spoilers, except for a few. So basically, this is what it's all about. You're awakened by Cortana. I'm losing my train of thought here for a second. You're taken out of cryo by Cortana after your ship is scanned, your broken up ship, is being scanned by an unknown enemy. Once you go out and start exploring around, you see the Covenants there and start attacking them. You start attacking them. Well, they do too. They attack you, you attack them, whatever. And then, after all the events that happen where you have to shoot them down, all this stuff, you're taken into this mysterious planet to where you unravel these, I want to call them Protheans for some reason, but I know that's wrong, because that's Mass Effect. But you get the idea. You basically unlock these people, and there's a bad guy in there, which there's not really a big boss fight with. But, of course, leaves it wide open for a sequel, but they do it way better than 2 did it. 2, I'm going to end this fight. Credits. The game doesn't do it that way, it leaves it open to where they have these cinematics at the end where it shows Master Chief getting his armor taken off. So there's a spoiler right there. He survives. Obviously, because they're having 2 more games. They've already announced they're doing 3. Like I said, I can't say too much about this game because it has not been out that... It's been out for a month and a half, like November or something. So about a month and a half. I'm not spoiling it for anybody. I say spoilers should be put out there about maybe 2 to 3 months after it comes out. See, I could spoil this all I want because I know I don't get that many views on my videos. My highest video is like 100 and something views. Whatever. Back to the list again. Halo 4, I haven't played it online, but I've seen videos of it. It looks awesome. Mainly Rooster Teeth. They've done a few Let's Plays of it where they're playing against one another. They do a good job. It's fun to watch them. Rankless Warrior has also done... Well, he put up a video for, beginning of 2013 where he does a SWAT. And I'm sitting here playing Far Cry 3, and he is... All I can hear is headshot, headshot, headshot. Because he's playing SWAT, where you have to use a DMR and a sniper rifle. It's as far as I can tell, it's an awesome game for multiplayer. Alright. Whew. Time for number 2. This one could have been number 1 if I never played the number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is Borderlands 2. This game is awesome. I've beaten it twice. Yeah, one with Maya, one with Axton. First Axton, then Maya. You get your very own skill trees for each character, 3 per one. If you go by the level of the maximum level, I think is 50. They might have increased it since. You can fully upgrade one and halfway upgrade the second. With Maya, I did Cataclysm all the way. I think, yeah, it was all the way. Where basically I suspend someone in the air, they take 3 or 4 different types of damage, plus me shooting at them. They're basically dead within a few seconds. Axton, I had his turrets to get the rockets. Sorry, to get the rockets. We're shooting rockets, and also the barriers, which covered up only for a few minutes. It's just like the Halo barriers. They last a few seconds, then they go off. But in this one, they take enough damage, they're gone. Let's talk about the story for a second. You're basically looking for the vault again, and Handsome Jack, who's the bad guy, constantly haggles you throughout the entire thing, making fun of you, letting you know that you're basically not going to do it. And the further and further you get through the game, he starts doubting himself that he can actually beat you. So he starts cussing you out, saying not to do this, not to do that. He's getting really pissed off. And by the end of the game, you have a short boss battle with him. The boss battle isn't very satisfying, but when the next part comes up, it is. This game's been out since September, so here's a spoiler part. You have to fight the warrior, a big ass dragon looking thing. And when I first played it with Axton, I died several times. You get respawned in the same place, but as everyone knows, the enemies will regain their health, and you have to go at them again. You have to do this until the warrior dies. And you also have enemies coming around you. The little rock demons that have the crystals on their legs, where you basically all you have to do is melee attack the crystals to kill them. But I suggest not killing them. Run around them, leave them there, because you need respawns. And you kill an enemy, being on last stand, you get to revive. So basically, don't kill them. Leaving yourself wide open to where the warrior gets you and you fall. You're not going to be able to beat him. So I'll tell you how I did beat him. There is no as far as I know, there's no difficulty difference. There is Vault Hunter mode. After you beat the game, you get Vault Hunter mode. You get to get your level and all that stuff again. Anyway, the warrior has 2 weaknesses: his mouth when he opens up, and his chest. I suggest going straight for his chest with a sniper rifle. Now, if you don't have a sniper rifle and you have, say, a very accurate shotgun or an assault rifle that's very accurate and powerful, aim for his chest area until the parts open up, then start shooting him there with the sniper rifle. That's what I did. I had enough ammo to take him down, and that's how I did it. Very satisfying when you beat the game because you get another customization face of Jack's face. Even Maya can use it, but it still looks weird with her. Then the game leaves it open for a sequel. They basically find a map where there's a bunch of vaults all over the galaxy. They leave it open. So, I suggest that they make a third one. Bring back all 8. Well, spoiler, I can't say 8. 7. Bring back all 7 of the Vault Hunters. The 4 that you play in this game. And 3 of the other ones, because, another spoiler, one of them dies. One of the originals dies. And have it to where they interact with your character in 3, but you make your own character. And say, you make your own character, and you choose, like, a hard-ass, like a berserker. And you get to choose from 5 different skill trees as your main 3. And basically, you customize your character this way. I would love that, and I hope they do that. There have been other people that have said, since your Vault Hunter doesn't hardly talk that much. So basically, maybe they have 3 per class, 3 voices per class, and you choose which voice, and they basically use the same lines over and over again. And since you don't really see their face that much and their facial expressions, you get to make your face, make the costume, all that stuff, and get customization stuff throughout the game, all that. I would love to see that for number 3, and I praise number 2 for how good it was with all the guns. Oh my God, there was a ton of guns. All right, 17 minutes through, and now we're getting to number 1. I have already said the game's name throughout this entire thing, and it definitely, I haven't done a review for it yet, and I have stated that it was going to get a 10 out of 10. It is this game right here. Far Cry 3. One of the best open world first person games I have ever played. Yes, even better than Oblivion and Skyrim. Hate me for that all you want. That's my opinion. That is what I think about this game. It is a huge mapped area of 2 areas, and it takes a long time to travel in it. You can fast travel all you want, but there are some areas you cannot you cannot fast travel to without driving there first. You get to take down compounds, stuff like that, upgrade weapons. You know, you can go over and take an enemy's weapon and shoot at them, all that stuff, but keep your own weapon, upgrade it yourself, do all that. It, by far, one of the best games of this year. I know a lot of people would hate on me for saying that Halo 4 should be number 1. I might agree with you there, but this is my personal opinion, that Far Cry 3 is my number 1 game of this year. I love Halo. I played 1, 2, 3, ODST, Wars, well, not Wars, ODST, Reach, and 4. But Far Cry 3 takes the trophy this year for me. It was just flat out amazing. I've beaten it once. I'm already on my 2nd playthrough of this game. I'm not even bored of it. And I've played at least 18 plus hours. And I love it. Absolutely. The driving. I thought I couldn't get used to the driving. The driving, first person view. And you see around, but you can't see what's behind you. Unless you can, and I haven't figured it out yet. Whatever. But by far my favorite. Quick go through of this game. You're basically playing this preppy kid who comes to an island with your friends, and you get captured by a bunch of pirates. And as you're getting ready to escape, his brother gets shot in the neck, and your character has to run. Throughout the game, your character gains tattoos on his arm that goes all the way up here when you're done, and getting stronger as a warrior. and you basically have to save your friends throughout. Like, the first 3 or 4 hours, you get the first 2 friends easy. And after that, it takes a little while. If you do every single thing in the game, all the side missions, all the hunting, all the bounty hunting, get all the compounds, all the radio towers, it could take you a good 30 plus hours. That is a good game to me. The only thing about Skyrim I didn't like is the fact they said it was over 100 hours worth of gameplay, but that is a lot of stuff that you wouldn't do. It is a bunch of busy stuff that you don't do. You can beat the game within 8 hours if you do straight through. I've seen someone who beat the final boss, Alduin, at level 10. And when I played it, I was at level 23, and I still wasn't done with the game. You know, I like games that are long, that keep me busy, but not games that are so long that the busy stuff is just boring. This game, not boring. Not in the least. One of my favorite games of this year. And you know what? I'm going to state my least favorite game. There's no list for this one. It's just my least favorite game of this year. These are all personally played games, by the way. These are not games that I look up, write all the stuff down, all this stuff. This is me who personally plays all these games. My least favorite game, hate me for it if you want, PlayStation All-Stars. There's no story mode. It's an arcade mode. Lasts no more than 20 minutes. You beat it, you level up, you get no new attacks. You basically get customization stuff that involves like 3 different costumes, 3 different musics, entrances, outros. I beat the game. Can't even beat it. But I played the game. I beat it with 5 different people within 2 or 3 hours. I said, you know what? Forget this game. I packed it up, went back to GameStop the next day, and they gave me a full refund. I did not prefer the game. I hope nobody buys it. It's a rental at best if you want to have some fun. And if you play online, go for it. Because that's what I heard about this game. It's basically online. There's no unlockable characters, which by far is the worst thing. It leaves you nothing to look forward to. Like if they had like a character they were going to add, like a sword from a Sword's Wrath, or some other PlayStation exclusive characters, if they would have had that to where you have maybe 4 people to unlock, you have to do this, this, and this, or play as these people do it, I would have been more intrigued with the game and probably would have kept it longer than a single day and played it for only 2 or 3 hours. But no, they don't have that. They throw out everything. So, whatever. It was just ridiculous that there is no people to unlock. You had everybody at the beginning, and you unlock a bunch of crap you don't need. I don't know if I did a review for it. I might have done a rant for it. But enough aside. Recap of the entire list. Number 5, Pokemon White 2. Number 4, Mass Effect 3. Number 3, Halo 4. Number 2, Borderlands 2. And number 1, Far Cry 3. And if you all haven't noticed, every single game on my list has a number beside of it. You know, it's kind of confusing. I could have done it in the opposite order. It would have been Borderlands 2, Pokemon White 2, Far Cry 3, Mass Effect 3, Halo 4. But the order you have is what I stated before. So, this was Delta Merrix with his top 5 games of the year. And I stated before in my last one, bottom of 1. But least favorite game of the year. Look forward to it next year at this time for my favorite games of 2013, which hasn't even started yet. Peace out.